Hello guys, welcome to TMX Adventures. Lisa here. Today we're going to whip up a ghee in the Thermomix. Now when I say whip up, probably not the right word to use. We're going to cook off a ghee in the Thermomix. I'd love you to comment if you've made ghee before. Tell me, is this something you have done maybe pre-Thermomix days on the stovetop, or maybe since you've got your Thermomix? Now this can be done in any model Thermomix. It doesn't require high heat. Come see how easy it is. And if you're not sure what ghee is all about, it is cooked off butter. It is cooked down until pretty much the fat burns. You end up with what looks like tea leaves in the bottom, and you're left with the oils. And it's often an oil that those people who can't do dairy can do, and it does have a lot of, I think it's soluble vitamins when I did a little Google search. So check that out on Google and see what you can find there and see what it says about what's good about ghee. But we're going to make it together today. It's incredibly easy. It is on Cookidoo, but if you don't have Cookidoo, watch along to this video. If you're on YouTube, remember to subscribe on the replay tonight. Those of you on YouTube, on Facebook, sorry, say hello. It is Friday. It's been a big week. I've got chicken poxy kids in the house, so it's been huge. So we're going to go here. It's on my week. You'll see there's a whole lot of goodies on here. I have another cook up that I'm filming for on my Patreon. For those who are over there supporting on Patreon, we're doing another speedy 5 dishes to fill the freezer with soon. So I'm excited about sharing that. And there's a whole lot of resources and tools rolling out over there as well. So if you're not on Patreon to support, jump over there. I'm hoping to get myself a new microphone, make it sound even better for you guys, which is super cool, as my voice decides to give up. So let's go start cooking. First things first, this is so incredibly simple. There is nothing hard to this except you need to not use your Thermomix for the period of time. That's all. It can't be used for something else because it's cooking ghee. So first things first is unsalted butter cut into pieces. So it says 500 grams. I actually have 2 400-gram blocks here. Just because I actually want to do not quite a double batch, obviously, because 400 and 400 is not a kilo. But I want to do more. I like to do it once for multiple times. Does that make sense? And you'll see this ghee in a lot of Indian recipes. Now, if you don't have it on hand, it's generally okay to swap with olive oil, but ghee does have a beautiful, unique flavor, okay, that you won't get with olive oil. So it really depends on what that recipe is as to how much it makes a difference. I love ghee when we make naan bread. I find that it really finishes that naan bread off absolutely beautifully, to have that on top with some garlic. Some people like to put the greens of coriander in it. Not me, if you can't read that face. That's I don't like the greens of coriander. I'll use the coriander seeds, but I won't eat the greens. Tastes like squishy ants. I don't know how I know. Actually, I do know how I know it tastes like squishy ants. Somebody asked me that recently. How do you know? I remember childhoods in the 80s, right? And the 90s, where you were thirsty, so you went and picked up the garden hose and had a drink out of the garden hose, which has that unique rubber flavor. I'm sure that wasn't BPA free, but also sometimes came with free ants in the end who were trying to escape the summer heat. Anyway, childhood memories. I know what ants taste like. To me, the greens of coriander, that's what it tastes like. Sorry, people. So, anyway, back to ghee. Let's finish chopping this up. So this is 2 lots of butter. I use this brand. I think it's a New Zealand brand, I think. I haven't looked, hang on a sec. I haven't looked hugely into it recently. But yeah, I'm fairly certain it's New Zealand butter. Unsalted is better if you can, but you know what? If you want to make this, use what you got in the fridge. All right, so it might be a bit salty. So what? Okay, so let's go next. Without the measuring cup. So lid on. It's got some sweet potato from brekkie on it still. And it has 60 minutes, 120 degrees, and turn speed selected to be 1. Now pause that thought. I have a nearly double batch in there. 60 minutes is not going to be long enough to burn off the fat, because I've got more liquid than it originally was called for. But of course, I want to have more done in, the same batch. So what am I going to do? When I double something, generally you add an extra half time. So this would be 90 minutes. Don't quite have that amount, so I might go for 80 minutes. You can't actually overcook ghee. It has a really high smoke point. Well, you might be able to on a stove. Hang on, let me clarify that. I've never made it on a stove. It would probably be something I would have boiled over and made a massive mess. We don't use a stove for very good reason, okay? We use a Thermomix, and actually I had a beautiful customer I was talking to this morning who doesn't have a stove. She uses her Thermomix for everything. And that just makes my heart so happy, because really it does. Anything you go to use a saucepan for, like a pot, the Thermomix can do. And I still have a couple of pots. They are the Fureware from the mix shop, so I can, start it on the stove, so saute off something on the stove or sear off the meat, and then it goes in the oven. And I do still have one big crock pot that I got from Thermomix. Actually, I got a gift card from Thermomix probably 8 years ago, and I went and bought a beautiful, I can't pronounce it, licorice one, and I made popcorn in it a long time ago. So I don't know that we've got out to make popcorn since we moved. But that's it. Like, I don't have the ones that you would have once steamed your veggies in or boiled potato in, because does it, right? Hello, Raylene, lovely to see you. So you could probably burn it on a stove or bubble it over, but in Thermomix, it takes control of that. So I can put it on now for that 80 minutes. I'm going to put this on for. If you do 500, 500, so you've got a kilo in there, then obviously do the 90 minutes, and it will just cook for us. It's going to melt down. It's going to fill your house with the most amazing smell. Okay, ghee has that beautiful smell to it. So 60 minutes, 120 degrees, big one. Now, one other thing I'm going to do, I have double volume in here, okay? So I'm actually going to put my simmering basket on top as a bit of a bubble over stoppage, okay? I don't think it'll get to the top, but I also don't want to clean up if it splatters. There's nothing worse than coming back after a lovely long cook where you've done all sorts of other things only to find that you've got normally jam, but let's say butter today, all over the walls and bench. This will stop it while it still allows that evaporation of the liquid to go, to leave the Thermomix. All right, so I'm going to put that there. It may not be warranted, but I don't want to wipe down butter off all my counters in 80 minutes. So I'm going to put it there anyway. So that's it from me today. I'm going to spin this out, let it cook. You'll see a final product of the jar and the beautiful stuff out of it. You do need a tea strainer. I need to mention this actually, I nearly forgot. So a tea strainer or a sieve. This is too thick. Most of the time with our Thermomix, we strain it through here. If I'm making cheese, things like that, butter, I'll strain it through here. But you really do need, or maybe if you don't have a tea strainer, like I've literally used a T2 tea strainer in the top of my jars and poured it through that, because it needs to catch what I said looks like tea leaves. It needs to keep that out. Okay, so something, just have a think as you're getting ready to make this. What have I got? You could put it through fabric like a nut milk bag. It may just take quite a long time to strain, but that's okay. Like, you walk away, right, and you just keep retopping it up as you need to. Hello, Anne, lovely to see you on as well. So yeah, so just something to be mindful of is when you get to the end of this, it requires straining. You'll notice as you pour out, initially you don't tend to get any of the tea bags, which is the tea leaves, which are the cooked off fat. You don't tend to get that. It tends to sit in the bottom of the thing, but yeah, you do need something like that to keep them aside. Just they go in my chicken scraps, but otherwise, you can get rid of them. So otherwise, give ghee a go. If you've done ghee, put it in the chat. I'd love to be able to go, yay, go you. There's so many things we can make with our Thermomix that we just would buy. And I've not done the comparison, okay? Hand on heart, not done the comparison. I wasn't interested in buying it. I was like, I got butter. I've always got butter. It's on my shopping list, right? Those of you as well, did you go grab the essential download? I put that up yesterday. Oh, actually, I didn't. I told you yesterday about it. Those of you who are subscribers on my website, when you subscribed, you got an essentials fridge, freezer, pantry. I've rejigged it to be tick box form. Head over, hit the QR code, or go to tmxingadventures.com.au. Just hit resubscribe if you haven't subscribed since yesterday, and grab the new version. It's a checkbox kind of one, so you can print it, laminate it. Those on Patreon, yours is editable, so you can actually go in and say, hey, I want to take out almonds, I'm allergic to them. I'm not, that might be that person, and put it in sunflower seeds. So you can kind of make it your own, those over there on Patreon. But get that. So hit that button over there, and that'll resubscribe you. You don't get 2 newsletters. Don't stress if you are already a subscriber. The system is smart enough to not send you, when I eventually get to do a newsletter, hopefully soon, it won't send you 2. It won't go, hey, you're in here twice. Okay, it'll just go, oh, it's a double up. They know your email, and they'll just send you 1. So that's cool. But anyway, guys, have a great day. Have a lovely weekend in all that you are doing. It is Friday today, and I shall see you on the other side of this cook time. So 80 minutes, finally off to speed 1, and see you next time in the next video. Bye for now.